Hey guys, oh, it's kind of weird. Hopefully it looks like I'm looking at the camera. Autism mom stuff here. I'm Natasha. I'm gonna try to start recording more and getting used to like recording more. So hang in there with me. But it's the morning time. What time is it? About 10 a.m. I just want to do this quick video right quick before I get in my workout. You know, I always got something going on, whether it's breakfast, I'm eating or drinking something. Okay. To all my autism moms out there, I wanted to say, this is something that's just been on my mind a whole lot. A lot of times, regardless if your kid is receiving therapy, whether it's in home or out of the home, meaning clinical, and that goes for ABA, OT, speech. If it's doesn't matter whether it's in home or out of home. The staff that works with your kid, whether it's in your house or outside your home, please remember, they're not your friends. You can be friendly, but these people are not your friends. And the reason why I want to say that is because, I've come across some families where because they might do things a little differently or may not take certain things seriously, but yet it's not some form of abuse. You get people that come in with prejudgments. You understand? Like you get people that just judge you because you let your kid drink soda. Or or you get people that judge you because I don't know, it could be anything. Just anything, the schedule that you have your kid on, or there's some families that do certain programs. I can't remember if it's called the Sunshine Program, that are not really heavily therapy based families, and because someone didn't understand that, they thought it was a form of neglect, and and then reported the family causing more stress or whatever. I just think that it's really important for us moms out here to know that these people, though are helpful, though become a part of your family, never ever forget that they are not your friends, and they will report you. They will just if they don't agree with something, the audacity of people, right? However, I just wanted to say that I think that I was very lucky when Roman was diagnosed. Again, we're a military family. We were in Oklahoma at the time, and I had no idea. I didn't know anyone that knew anything about autism. I didn't know nothing about autism, and I barely knew anyone who had special needs kids, just kids in general. And I remember I did all types of research. Anyone that knows me, like my husband or my mom or whatever, they'll tell you that I read a lot. And I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of research. I read a lot of articles just out of curiosity, see what other moms did. And I came across a woman. Her name is Mary, and I'm still friends with her on Facebook. I never met this woman, but I forget how I found her because it's been so long, but she helped me to understand how the relationship should be between a therapist or a therapy company and you and your son or your kid, your daughter, right? And if it wasn't for her guidance, this stranger, just this woman that, I would have really, really been lost. And I think that it's important to, at least for new autism moms out there, maybe, I don't know, in some way a group could be started, or in some way where you reach out or have access to a mom that's been in this for at least I would say 8 to 10 years. You know what I mean? Like at least got a couple years under their belt, because if you don't know anything about it, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what's going to come down the line. You don't know the relationship between what's appropriate, what's not appropriate between you and the company. Because you have to remember, these companies, they're billing. They want to get paid. This is why I say this. Remember that they are not your friends. You can be friendly, but they're not your friends. They're getting paid to be there. And what they care about first and foremost is getting paid. That's not to say that they're not good companies out there. That's not to say that there aren't good BCBAs and ABA therapy, RBTs, all these kind of OTs and all this kind of stuff, right? That's not to say that they're not effective and that they don't care. But the nature of the relationship is business at its foundation. So don't forget that. I just feel like because of that, new parents of these cute little kids, of our kiddos that are being diagnosed with autism, have no idea what they're getting themselves into. They have no idea the schedule of therapy, whether it's in-home or clinical. Because I don't know not one clinic that's going to ask for under 30 hours a week, for your kid. So, you could probably be thinking, oh, I want to do maybe part-time, this, that, and the other. But what they will do is they'll try to put a little pressure on you. Like, oh, well, let's do a little bit more because, and they'll probably show you, well, the hours show that if you do this and if you do that, then it'll be effective, blah, blah, blah. I'm just being honest about what you'll run into. Always keep that boundary. You can be friendly, and please do be friendly, because these people are with your kid and they are taking care of your child while you're not there, right? In some instances, these kids are nonverbal. In some instances, these kids can't tell you, even if they are verbal. There's kids on the spectrum that just repeat words. They don't even you know what I'm saying? God bless and thankful for those that can talk and can say something if something does happen to them or whatever. But a lot of instances, these kids are nonverbal children, like my son. So the only one that is going to set up a boundary for your kid is you. I think you should always be very, very clear on what your priorities are, and do not let them get, pushed down by the wayside. Think about what you want your day-to-day life to be like. Think about what you want your kid to learn, because as they get older, what you'll start to see that the gap between your kid and their peers is going to start to widen. You can think all you want. Oh, yeah, he's good with math. He does this. He learned. Everybody loves this, that, and the other. But as children develop, as we all do, you will start to see the gap. So one of the things that helped me was for a long time, I used to be like, okay, by this time, I want, Roman is my kid's name. I want Roman to be doing this. Okay, I'm gonna give him 3 months for this, or like 4 months. I would have these timelines in my mind. This is in the very beginning, right? I would have these timelines. Detrimental. Don't do that. You're setting yourself up for failure. Do not do that. Not even for failure. You're just setting yourself up with expectations that you don't know what your kid is going to be like. You just don't know. So don't add that extra pressure on to yourself. So for me, it's a little different though, because my son was not born with symptoms of autism. He wasn't developing with symptoms of autism. He was developing typically just fine. That's another conversation though that most likely I won't have. However, we're in it now, right? I just want to say that when you are a new parent with these kids and therapy and navigating therapy, meet your kid where they are, and let go of the timelines of developmental stages and stuff like that. Let that kind of stuff go, and just continue to have, progress with your kid in whatever capacity that is. But I would highly suggest that you never, ever, ever forget that these people are not your friends. It's a revolving door. They'll be like, oh, we're going to send so-and-so a new therapist in, this, that, and the other. If you don't like that, then say that. I don't like this therapist. Don't send this therapist back in. I want the old one back. You should have never took him out in the first place. You have to be an iron, like a knight with an iron shield for your kid. You absolutely have to go in there and stand up for your kid. I've done that countless times. I don't know if I said this in another video, but I absolutely have said to the company, do not send this RBT back to my home. They don't know what they're doing. Like, what are they doing? You got people that'll waste your time intentionally. They don't care. You will find people that don't care. So you have to make sure that, you're staying on top of these people. You have to keep your foot on their neck, especially when it comes to the progress and the development of your kid. My number one concern always is Roman's independence. He's nonverbal, autistic. He also has fine motor delays severely. So like holding pencils and stuff, that's something that, we are still working on. And no matter the company, we've been through a few companies throughout the years. He's 10 years old now. But no matter the company, I always say independence is, even in the smallest in its nature, is a top priority for me, because we practice it here at home. I'm gonna need you to practice it, whether it's clinic or at school, wherever he is and he's receiving these services, because they have to grow up. They have to grow up. And it's not about trying to keep up or anything like that. It's solely about, thinking about the long term. Don't get caught up in the short term achievements or progress. Think long term. It's just a marathon. It's a marathon. Like, I don't even think marathon is good enough word to describe how you have to think of this, but the foundation of approaching any therapy, I think, with your kid is to always remember these people are not your friends. No matter how friendly they are with you, they're not your friends. They're here to collect a check at the end of the day. And guess what? And if nobody is paying them, then they ain't going to provide the therapy. They're not. Also observe. There's also a thanks to my autism mom's friend, Sharika. I remember she posted that I believe the autism, I don't know, one of these sites for autism awareness, might be the National Autism Awareness thing. They offer a free 40-hour program, like basically what RBTs have to go through a training online. You as a parent can do that. You can take, it's free. It's free to everyone. You can do that. So that way it might give you a better understanding as to what to look for. If you're not there with your kid in the beginning with his therapy. For me, Roman's therapy started in home. So I was there. I mean, I might go upstairs or whatever, but I like to get a pretty good rapport with these people. I've had some pretty rude people, and I've had to check a few people. I've literally have, you do. I'm not going to be the only parent that says that. I know for a fact, let me know in the comments. I know for a fact there's other families that, you get a therapist or RBT that think that they know more than you or whatever it is. And you got to put that foot up that, you have to. Let me tell you what time it is up in here. This is your home. Like, this is my home. It's a privilege. I don't care why you in my home. It's a privilege to be in my home. It's a privilege to be in your home. Everybody should think that. This is where your children sleep. This is where you cook food with love for your family. This is where, this is your home. Be respectful of me and be respectful of my home. And a lot of times, I don't know, people think, sometimes I just think that people don't know how to talk. I had a therapist where she was pretty rude, but She was also like a veteran, and which I'm a veteran as well. So I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to say nothing about veterans. I'm just saying sometimes you get people who, she was specifically Army, I think. You get people that's a little rough around the edges. However, she was one of the best therapists for my kid. That's what you'll find. You'll find that the adults, the people that you probably don't really necessarily really click as good with as you might click better with other therapists, the ones that like you're like, what's going on? What's going on with that person? Will be the best therapists, the most effective, I would say, for your kid. Watch. It always happens, never fails. The craziest people be the best therapist for your kid. And because of that, you have to be like, I'm like, okay, well then I'll just stick it out. This person's very effective. And they actually help you to understand therapy. There was a BCBA here. I might drop her company's name here. We're in San Antonio, Texas. And she was very, very effective with, not just with my kid, but with me. It was the company we had here before we went to clinical. So it was my last in-home, because I did in-home for years. But we're now outside the home because Roman was getting way too comfortable and diabolical. So he had to know how to be around other human beings. More so than just being with mom, because he loves mommy. But anyway, she helped me to understand how to navigate my own son. Whatever the standard is that I want him to have, you hold that standard. You set the bar and work him up to that, whatever that is for you. Whatever that is. And that's something as simple as that. A lot of times we think that you have to do all these like extra weird things or whatever to get your kid to do this or get your kid to do that. Okay, well, maybe. I'm not saying that, not having a Chewy or compression shirts or compression sheets or blankets or swings or whatever are not helpful. I think that they are. But don't get lost in that. You are a mom. You carried this kid, you birthed this kid, you have natural instincts on how to be a mother for neurotypical children and this particular kid with this diagnosis. Don't doubt yourself. Trust in your own instincts. Trust in your own instincts. Be honest with these therapists of what you expect. Be honest with yourself. I'm always very, very honest with these therapists when they're working with my kid. I tell them straight, he aggressive. He will bop you. He will bop you. He's like a master manipulator. Like, it's insane, these kids, like how incredibly intuitive and smart they are. It's like, what? But anyway, I'm always very honest, and I like to be honest with the therapist, and I'm honest with them even when it comes to safety. My kid can go from 0 to 100 real quick, and I call it the Incredible Hulk. And I remember I had a meeting with the place that he goes to now, and I was saying I just want to make sure that everybody is aware of where this could go, what Roman can do, and that when it comes down to safety have to be a priority. If you have a kid that's aggressive, and a lot of times they're not aggressive at first when they're little, that aggression comes like when they hit a certain age, in particular boys. I don't know necessarily about girls on the spectrum. I do hear there's differences with girls and boys, but I'm a boy mom. I have 2 boys, so I know boys, I have friends and other autism moms who have kids on the spectrum that are girls. Maybe I could bring one up in here. We could talk about it or something. I don't know, but I don't know the differences with girls, though I do know that there are differences. I've heard many stories. But Anyway, I'm just very honest about my kid and his ability and what I expect from a clinic or the staff of the school or whatever. I expect this to be done, this to be done, this, that, and the other. I expect these things. If you cannot do these things, then you need to say something. And that type of standing on business energy, I'm not being rude. I'm not being mean. I'm actually quite nice and very welcoming, right? Anyone who's met me will tell you that I think that they like me. I don't care if they like me. However, I think that they at the very least respect me and respect what my perspective is for my kid and my opinions and what I expect. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Don't ever get confused. These people are not your friends. You can be friendly, but they are not your friends. Just, maybe if I say it like that, I might stick in people's minds. Like, you can be friendly, but they not your friends. Okay, so that is my spiel for today. Yeah, I think that's good. I got some things to do. Maybe I'll start, I don't know, vlogging, have a camera come around. I'm new to this. I don't really know what to be doing. But I do think that it's important to realize that people who are working with your kids, whether it's in home or out home, they are not your friends. Be friendly, but they're not your friends. Remember that. And always be the protector for your kid, because there's no one else. Also, if you are a new autism mom, I think my email is on the page somewhere, in the bio. If it's not, I'll double check and I'll make sure I put it there. You can email me. Ask me questions, and I'll help you and direct you as best I can. But I do think that if you are a new autism mom, you need to reach out to someone, find someone in your community. I'm sure that there's tons of autism parents page, autism support pages. People love to keep this autism thing on hush hush, but I don't think people really realize what a behemoth that it is. And the floodgates, child. It's so many kids. It's ridiculous. But I'm sure you can find an autism support group in your local area, if not on Facebook. I know a lot of churches have stuff like that. Don't be afraid to reach out to your local area. Don't be afraid to reach out to me. I'll help you as best I can and give you my honest opinion about things. But I do think that if you are new to having a kid on the spectrum, you need to reach out to a parent that has been in this, has got some skin in this game, at least to give you a little bit of a roadmap, or to what they call those little safety bumper, like bumper cars, railing or something, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, something like that, to help you with understanding how to navigate this. Also, if there is a parent or family that you like how they do, navigate life with their autistic kid. Their kid might even be similar to yours, or, and the reason why I say that is because, I love all of our autism families, but not everybody is the same. Not all parents are the same. We care about different things. And at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? But, find find a family, find a mom that could help you navigate this. Reach out to special needs teachers. Hopefully there might be teachers or something like that in your family. And I'm lucky enough, I have a sister who works with special needs adults, whatever, in the state. So I have access to people that can give me tons of knowledge. Get out there in your community, find people, and or reach out with me, send me an email. It's autismmoms@gmail.com. I'll put it at the bottom. I'll put it at the bottom. But don't be afraid to reach out and talk to someone, ask questions like I did. And I was super duper grateful to Mary, like I said before at the beginning of this video, who helped me at least have some sort of understanding of what I'm in for, what I was in for. Okay, guys. So there's that. I don't know what it looks like when y'all looking at it, but it says grateful. Always be grateful. Always show gratitude. These children are the best of us because they're pure. And I see it as the creator, whatever faith you are. I'm not, anything particular. But there's something in you that has the ability to do this, to walk this walk with this child. So that's what I believe. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. And do whatever you need to do to keep yourself healthy, so that way you can show up as the best version of yourself for your family, especially if you have more than just the one kid, especially if you want to have other kids. There's many different hats that you have to wear and navigate. And the only way you can do that is to make sure you're taking care of yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially. Those are the 5 boxes, right? Take care of all of them. And one day at a time. My goodness. One day at a time. I think that's a sign. All right, autism mom stuff. Have a good day, guys. Remember, you can be friendly, but they are what? Nacho friends. Bye.